Happy Sunday.
I don't like it.
Yeah. Yay. How's everyone feeling today?
Sunday.
Yay. Energy level. How are
Sunday.
we? Sunday energy? I don't know what that means for you. So, like 0 to 10
Collectively, I slept for not a lot of hours.
collectively. We'll talk about that later. Okay. I didn't mention to Alex because she brought up something about balance, but we're having a very balancing class. So just be mindful if you feel a little dizzy, don't overdo it.
You might as well just go on the couch.
No. Okay, we're gonna begin laying down on our bellies. You see? Listen. Oh, and another thing. You guys are really gonna have to listen to the cueing. I may get my left and right wrong, but I will cue the correct pose. So let's create a little pillow with our forearms. So let's cross our forearms, create a little pillow with our hands in this crocodile pose.
You know the difference between an alligator and a crocodile?
Starting to settle in.
One will see you later. The other will see you in a while.
Tuning into that breath. Grounding down on your mat. Taking a deep inhale and exhale, release. Allowing your breath to guide you to be fully present here. And because the flow is a balancing flow, I thought we'd talk a little bit about balance, which I'm sure is something we all seek to obtain. Yet sometimes it can feel very out of reach. So let's take a deep inhale. And as we exhale, feel how our head, neck, shoulders, arms, hands relax down. Every day we're navigating between spaces of responsibilities and rest, ambition and contentment, caring for others while also caring for ourselves. We try to balance work deadlines with personal time, socializing with solitude, and movement with stillness. And some days we can feel like we have it all together, but others may feel like no matter how much we try, something is always tipping too far in one direction. Taking another deep inhale through the nose. And as we exhale, feeling how our chest, belly, and hips relax down. Although balance sometimes may feel impossible, especially when we're exhausted, overstimulated, or burned out, it is possible to find. However, we must be aware of when we're pushing ourselves too far, when we tell ourselves to just keep going or power through that just one more thing. And understanding that balance is less about managing our time and more about managing our energy. Do you feel like you're perhaps giving too much in one area of your life and not enough in another? In our flow, we will explore balance through movement between strength, softness, effort, and ease. And as we hold the poses, and perhaps we wobble or fall out of place, all we do is simply adjust. Taking a deep inhale through the nose. And as you exhale, release any tension left on your legs, thighs, and feet. Starting to slowly bring back some awareness into our bodies. Wiggling our fingers, our toes. Taking those hands and extending them all the way out in front of our mat. And slowly bringing those hands back in space so we can rest on our forearms. Chest slightly rises up as we meet in a sphinx.
Nose.
Taking a deep inhale through the nose. And exhale, release. Warming up our neck very gently, side to side. Just doing slow movements, maybe in one direction or up and down. Coming back through the center, Let's bring those palms back in space closer to our chest and slowly pushing up. Taking a deep inhale in and exhale as you release all the way down. Inhaling up. Exhale down. This time, as we inhale and we push up, our exhale, we're going to bring hips back in space and into a child's pose.
Thread was ripping in half.
Walking those hands all the way to the right outer corner of our mat for a stretch.
So I'm going to plant this hand first, throw this one out, and then push with the right arm.
And walking them all the way over to the left.
Today of all days, my allergies want to clear out all of my sinuses right now. Jesus.
And coming back to center to that child's pose. We're going to move through a few child up dog poses. So as we inhale, hips come up, down, chest comes up. Exhaling back into child.
I'm going to have to go narrow for this.
Inhale up. Exhaling back into that child's pose.
Now you know what it's like.
And on your next exhale, staying down on that child's pose. And grounding to that left palm. We're going to thread the needle with that right hand over to the left. Left palm can stay where it's at. Perhaps come to the outer corner of your mat or behind your back for a bind. And taking that right palm back towards the top of our mat and down into our child's pose. And so I'm taking that left hand over and under that right side to thread the needle. And bringing both palms back to the top of our mat. Bringing hips slowly up in space, tucking those back toes, and slowly starting to extend our legs for a downward facing dog. Taking a moment So perhaps readjust those feet and hands. Take bends in opposite knees, swaying hips side to side. Right foot rises up. Let's plant that right foot at the top of our mats, dropping down that back knee into our runner's lunge.
Yo, this is the debut of Burton Shins.
Sinking our hips back as we extend that front leg into our half split. And with the help of our hands, walking all the way to the top of that mat. And once more back into our half split. Coming back to that runner's lunge, planting those feet. Let's tuck that left toe in, kicking that leg up into a three-legged dog. Planting our right foot down. Left leg rises up. Let's plant that foot at the top of our mats. Dropping down that right knee and opening up for a runner's lunge.
I've never ran like this.
Wait till you get to the flow. Bringing hips back in space as we extend that front leg into our half split. Walking those hands to the top of the mat. And once more back into our half split.
Put your head down.
Planting those hands at the top of our mat. Tucking that right toe, kicking back that leg into our three-legged dog. And back down to that downward facing dog. Gazing to the top of our mat as we walk our feet all the way forward into a forward fold. Allowing our hands, head, neck to hang heavy. And very, very slowly, vertebra by vertebra, rising up. Taking a few rounds of inhales and exhales. Grounding down from that left foot, right foot rises up, our thigh parallel to the sky. Now we can stay here, or we can take that left hand to the outer corner of our right knee. Right hand can come back. And for an additional, we can twist over to the right. And if you want to add a little extra spice to it, extend that right foot. Try to grab it with your left hand. Planting that right foot all the way in the back of our mats. Front leg bends, arms parallel for a warrior two. Reaching forward and reverse.
See them legs? Burn.
And coming back to that warrior two. This time as we reach forward, let's place that forearm on our thigh. Right hand tries to reach the front of the room. Perhaps that left arm can come all the way down or under as we bind behind our back.
I feel like a samurai. Like in a painting.
If you are on that bind, releasing that bind as we slowly rise back up to warrior two. Extending out that front left leg. We're going to cartwheel all the way down to the left into a triangle. Right hand rises up towards the sky, and we open up our chest over to the right.
Pythagorean's position.
Right hand comes down. Give yourself a little clap as you send over your left towards the sky. Opening up, twisting to the left.
That
This is right, this is left. Bringing both hands once more down. Let's take that right foot, have our tippy toes face to the front of our mat for a pyramid. And very slowly grounding from that left foot, starting to balance off that right foot. Right foot comes out extended, extending up into a warrior three.
There's just so
Hands
much.
can come at heart center, out to the sides, back. Find that drishti, that point that is not moving, perhaps on the floor, and connecting with your breath. Slowly rising up and into a tree.
There's so much left leg action at once. Oh,
Is that a kicking tree?
my cartilage was popping out.
And releasing down.
Whoo! That left leg, dude. That was a lot.
It's leg day. Yoga.
Just fatigue.
Taking a few rounds of inhales and exhales. Inhaling all the way, hands up towards the sky, and exhale, falling forward. Lifting up halfway. And falling forward one more time. Taking a bend to our knees as much as needed so we can plant our hands at the top of our mat and stepping or hopping back into a high plank or supported plank. Shifting that weight forward as we slowly come down halfway, bringing our chest through and back into our downward facing dog. Knees drop to our mat as we shift our weight back into a child's pose. Reconnecting back to that breath. And when you're ready, meeting at a downward facing dog. Walking those feet to the top of our mat as we fall forward. And very, very slowly starting to rise back up. Taking a deep inhale through the nose. And exhale. Inhale through the nose. Exhale it out. This time grounding from that right foot. Our left knee rises up high parallel to the sky. We can stay right here, or we can take that right hand to the outer side of our left knee. Left hand can come all the way back. We can open our chest over towards the left. Maybe perhaps extending out that left leg. No up ball. Planting our foot all the way to the back of our mat. Right leg bends as we open up for a warrior two. And breathe. Reaching forward and reverse. And moving back to that warrior two. This time as we reach forward, let's place that forearm on our right thigh. Left hand tries to reach the front of the room. Again, our options for a side angle. We can drop that hand down towards the ground, or perhaps take that right hand underneath our leg. The left hand binds behind our back. If you are on that bind, slowly releasing that as we rise back up to that warrior two. Right leg extends out. We're going to cartwheel that right hand all the way down. Left hand comes up. We open up our chest over to the left. And it is. Left hand comes down. Maybe give yourself a little clap. You're doing such a great job. Right hand comes up. Both hands come down to frame that front foot. Let's take the tippy toes of our left foot, perhaps taking a little hop or step forward as our toes all face the top of our mat and we fall down. With the help of our hands, let's start shifting our weight forward, lifting up our back foot. Right leg extends out, chest comes parallel to the ground for our warrior three. See, my right leg is like wobbly. It's usually my strong one too. Yeah.
You got to reset it.
And slowly rising up into that tree.
Palm tree.
Releasing hands to our side, dropping that foot. And breathe. I know, it's pretty cool. Inhaling all the way up. Exhale, falling forward. Planting those palms at the top of our mat, stepping or hopping back into a high plank. So we drop those knees and move into our child's pose.
You guys look like you're rowing a boat.
And you want to teach them acro yoga? Imagine that. Slowly bringing that weight of our hips up to a semi-tabletop. And so we can please Vienna. Let's step our feet both to the top of the mat and meet at a malasana.
Bobo ass pose.
Don't do that. You're fine. You're mine. Taking a few inhales and exhales. Yeah, Vienna. Planting those palms at the top of our mat and stepping back into that high plank.
Oh,
Oh,
Whoopsie.
and moving down into our downward facing dog. Whoopsie. Right leg rises up. Let's plant that right foot at the top of our mat, grounding down our back foot and opening up into a warrior two. This is where the balancing is going to get a little cray cray. Reaching forward and reverse. And flowing back into our warrior two. More dead than alive. So we're going to move into a half moon, grounding down from that right foot. Let's take a little step forward with the left. Right hand comes to the right outer corner of our mat. As we extend our right leg, left leg rises up. That left hand comes all the way up to the side. Perhaps opening up our chest over to the left or even gazing up if you want to wobble wobble. Bringing that gaze back down. We're centering. Let's take that right hand and try to take a grab of, our left hand and try to grab our left foot.
oh, oh.
And if you want a little extra spice, lifting up our right hand, rising up into a Cancer. Well, I was trying to grab your hand for extra support, but you kept hopping back, so I was like, that's that.
I thought I was gonna back.
Dropping that foot back down, giving your body a little shake. Walk it out. Breathe it out.
Yeah, stop. For sure. I kept thinking I was gonna do it. But I was like, okay, this is nope, this is
Don't hit the yoga teacher. Inhale. Exhale it out. Inhaling, hands come up towards the sky. Exhale, falling forward. Planting those hands at the top of our mat and stepping or hopping back into a plank. Dropping our knees and moving back down to that reset child pose.
Okay. Ow. What?
And when you're ready, coming back to a downward facing dog.
There's something in the air.
Left leg rises up. Let's plant that left foot at the top of our mat, grounding down. Our right, opening up for a warrior two. Reaching all the way forward and then reverse. Flowing back down to that warrior two. How's your knee doing, Alex? So you cut the brace.
I'm the one fucking bleeding.
Don't be a crybaby.
I like it.
So this time, as we reach forward, let's set up for that half moon. Let's ground down from our left foot. Right hand comes to the, sorry, left hand. I told you I was going to get these wrong. Left hand comes to the left outer corner of our mat. Right leg rises up. That right hand can come all the way up towards the sky, opening up our chest, perhaps even gazing up. Let's bring that left hand down, gaze to the top of our mats so we can find our center and balance. Let's take that right hand, trying to reach for that right foot for a sugar cane pose. And for a little extra spice, lifting up, sending left hand up into our dancer, our hopping dancer.
Whoa.
Dropping that foot all the way back down, giving that body a shake. Ready for a nap. Taking a few rounds of inhales and exhales. Taking an inhale up, hands towards the sky. Exhale, falling forward. Planting those hands at the top of our mat and stepping or hopping back into a high plank. Lifting up that right leg, taking a bend to our knee and dropping it, setting up for pigeon. Don't worry. Everyone's like, where are we going? Is it side plank? Don't let it be side plank. We can stay up here or allowing that chest to drop all the way down. We will get into a mermaid in a bit. And breathe. Just slowly rises up with the help of our hands. Let's take a bend to that left leg, perhaps taking a hold with our left arm. And for a deeper stretch, taking that foot into your mermaid. And slowly release. Planting those hands tucking that left toe, looking back into that high plank. Give those hips a little shake. Left foot rises up. Taking a bend to that knee as we set up for pigeon on the other side. We can stay up here or allowing us to melt all the way down.
My chest is melted.
And slowly, with the help of our hands, sink up. Taking a bend now to that right knee, right leg, right hand to right foot, or perhaps taking that mermaid on the other side. And releasing back down. Let's take that right leg to the top of our mat. Connecting the soles of our feet.
I do it on the other side.
Now do a headstand.
No.
Be that yogi. Taking a deep inhale, lengthening our spine. And as we exhale, fall forward.
Honestly, you could probably use that. Yeah. All the blood going to your head.
And slowly rising back up. Planting those feet at the top of our mat. We're gonna get on our backs through a boat.
This fucking boat, like a sailor. Everybody's fucking boating.
So perhaps we can keep our hands behind our thighs or extended out. Legs can come out, hands up. And breathe. And slowly release back down. Happy Sunday. Taking hands all the way up and over to the right side of our mat. Our feet connect and follow as well over to the right for a banana. And coming back through the center and onto the other side. Coming back to the center, taking a bend to those knees, bringing them towards your chest and giving them a big hug. Perhaps allowing your body to gently rock side to side. And doing any final movement that your body is asking for. Or setting up for our Shavasana sound bath. Allowing hands and arms to extend out to a side. Legs come out long. Taking a deep inhale through the nose. And exhale, release. Inhale through the nose. And exhale, release. Taking a deep inhale through your nose. Holding it at the top. Take a little bit more air in and hold it. And exhale, release. Taking a big inhale once more through the nose. Hold it at the top. Take a little bit more air in. A little bit more. Exhale it out. starting to slowly bring back some awareness into our bodies. Wiggling our fingers and toes. Perhaps bringing hands overhead for a breathe stretch. Bringing our hands and our body over to one side, creating perhaps a little cushion with our hands. And very, very slowly coming back to a seated position. Taking one last big deep inhale, bringing those hands up towards the sky. Exhale, stopping down at heart center. Thank you guys for being here. I hope you enjoyed our balance flow from my heart to yours. Namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste.